A young mother, pregnant, is stabbed to death in her own home. Now her family asks for your help to find her killer. As for right now, the app only includes off-campus parking, but for on-campus parking, according to the survey, an estimated 21.9% of adults living in the Lansing area drink excessively compared to the 20% nationwide. The Fossil Dig is just one exhibit that's interactive here at the Harris Nature Center. And after kids dig up their fossil, they can take it to a sign to match it and find out more about that fossil. With a recent approval from the Michigan House of Representatives, laws regarding breathalyzing those under 21 may be subject to change. Currently, if a person under the age of 21 is stopped by a police officer for suspicion of drinking, they will be asked to take a portable breath test. If this bill passes into a law, the police officers will need a warrant in order to get the breath test. Pushed forward by Representative Peter Lucido, this bill was passed 102-6.
The reason why it's unconstitutional is because they're exercising their constitutional right. So our courts, our state courts, should have heeded to what the federal courts have already deemed unconstitutional, and they haven't. So I would like to change that state law so it's in line with the federal law.
The portable breath test is not admissible in a court of law, and refusal to take the test can result in a civil infraction.
Blow, 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 blow. There we go. He's sober.
Each time we give a breathalyzer, we can't force anyone to take a breathalyzer.
According to Representative Lucido, this bill will restore Fourth Amendment rights. Law enforcement will not have the right to request a PBT to someone walking on the sidewalk or in the passenger seat of a car without a warrant.
I should have the right to do whatever I want with my body, whether I want to give a breathalyzer or not, and they shouldn't be able to do that without my will.
The next step for this bill is to be voted on in the Senate, and according to Representative Lucido, he hopes to have this bill signed by the governor by May. It's been a long time coming.
It's a big day. I wish it were sunny and the whole city were out here.
As the city of East Lansing says goodbye to an aged building.
It has been an eyesore for a long time.
10 years to be exact. And now the Park District Planning Area property is finally torn down.
I couldn't be more excited.
City Council members say they've been looking forward to this day since the start of their term.
This is an example of what East Lansing can do when it works together and puts a lot of pressure and keeps the pressure on.
Before becoming an eyesore, Barbara Dunlap says that old building was a lively part of Grand River.
My first bank was here at the corner. I was so proud to open my first bank account.
As for what's to come to the former Citizens Bank, that's still up in the air, but many citizens are just happy to have the building torn down.
It was a really demoralizing thing there for a long time, and now that's going to change.
Although there have been 3 plans that have fallen through since 2008, the city is continuing to work on the future of this site.
We could still see something happen there in 2018, potentially, but it really, again, depends on those plans.
While I'm sad to see it go because it was the home of my first bank, I'm also happy now that we're kind of cleaning up this Grand River area, and hopefully it's going to look new and vibrant again.
In East Lansing, Gabriella Galloway, Focal Point News. For Michigan State students, parking on campus can be difficult. But the struggle doesn't end for those living off campus either. Just ask Elena Furman.
We have 6 girls that live here, and our driveway only fits 5 cars, which is kind of a bummer because we always have to find a place to put one of our extra cars at night.
Which makes it even harder to have a guest.
We always have to put them either at a commuter lot, on campus after 6, or even have them park all the way out at Meyer.
But MSU marketing student Zach Brewer says he has the solution. An app he developed called Prindle.
It lets anybody that has a private parking spot rent it out whenever it would go unused. So if you're going to be out of town for the weekend, or if you're going to be at work all day, you can rent out your extra parking spot and make some money.
And for those looking for a place to park,
you can book one through the app in advance and have a GPS take you right to an open parking spot.
After spending hundreds of dollars in parking tickets, Brewer said enough is enough.
I noticed all these reserved parking spots that were wide open and not being used. And so, I was just like, well, I would pay someone to park there right now.
The app sets up default rates, but leaves the final say up to the renter.
If you're, really close to campus or in a great location for a football game, you can upcharge.
Furman says she's hoping to try out the app soon.
My mom comes up here a lot of the times for lunch, and it would be very convenient just to go on there and for $3, which is so much cheaper than having to pay at the parking garages.
As for right now, the app only includes off-campus parking, but for on-campus parking,
That's the next step.
in East Lansing, Gabriella, Galloway, Focal Point News.
Well, we'll keep it going, I suppose, till all of us die.
Sharon Miller has devoted her life to giving back, something made even more important when her husband died almost 20 years ago.
Our best friends belonged to Our Savior Lutheran. And a week after he died, they come and got me and said, "You're going to church with me," and I never left.
Miller and 14 of the churchgoers, now her friends, are giving back in a way that they say keeps them young at heart.
Off the rim,
The volunteers of Our Savior Lutheran Food Bank provide not only food and clothing, but this time of year, fuel holiday spirit.
It's more than just the meat and food, it's just the atmosphere. A couple of them have come just to talk to Sharon. They don't necessarily want food, they just want somebody to talk to.
This holiday season, not only will people be greeted by smiling faces, but a few extra goodies too.
Christmas cards they get, and they're getting extra bags of candy that's in these bags, and these are toilet paper packs. We always give those out, and they're getting cookies and anything else that we get donated extra that I can give them.
Miller says that there's always an increase of those in need around this time of year, but she says their cause is to make sure everybody is gifted with the holiday spirit.